get to those half past the hour on Day Planner. I'm Betty Davis along with Kelly Catt.
Yeah, sure is. I mean, the South is getting slammed with snow, especially in Texas, where it really doesn't happen all that often. And when it does, it comes now in Houston. Look at that bright white starting to show up and expand in the Houston area on our 10 HD radar.
And along the Texas coast, no less. Look at that. That's pretty amazing here. We've got our storm tracker, Jim Cantori. He's tracking that snow from Houston, Texas. And Jim, just a wow moment right now.
It totally is, guys. As a weather geek, which I am, I mean, just to kind of watch this whole thing happen. Cold air comes down, starts at 45 degrees. We wet bulb down to 32. Kaboom! And we're into the snow. So it's just an amazing, amazing event here in Houston. Not to mention, it is December 4th, and we may actually have, we're going to have more accumulating snow at Hobby than we will up at Intercontinental. All right, I want to get to a couple things here before I run out of time. Continental Airlines acknowledging 200 cancellations today at Intercontinental, and also, at Intercontinental, and that's about a third of their whole day departures, guys. That's a third of their daily departures. That's a lot of planes, no question about it. And you got to remember, it may not be just for the snow, but there's also de-icing considerations there. You don't want to bring in too many planes that you can't obviously provide de-icing with. And schools by the bucket load starting to come in now with early release, as is the Houston Community College. We've just got word that a lot of those classes are canceled, and a lot of those will be canceled after noontime today, so nothing going on there. All right, let me show you the radar. Some interesting trends going on with this radar, and you can see what's happening as we look on down to the south. You can see this huge area of bright. Yes, that is down toward Corpus Christi. It is snowing down just inland from Corpus Christi. We have a chance of seeing snow in Galveston, by the way, guys. We have a chance of seeing snow in Galveston. And look at that band, which is just offshore. You see that? That is actually working its way westbound. If that gets into the mix here, it probably won't be for Houston. But up toward Beaumont and Port Arthur and Lake Charles, oh boy. We could be talking about some serious snow accumulation there. So we need to watch that, how that trends, and if these two bands actually converge and come together, because we could be in for quite a snow surprise here, guys. We're continuing to see the northerly winds supplying us with the cold air, and that is obviously allowing for this bright band area and the snow. And look at the fine line to go from green out over the Gulf, where it's obviously too warm, to this white-pink area, and then back to green again, where you don't have if you will, the vertical motion yet that we're getting with this one band right over Houston. So it's the rising air motion, guys, that's tapping into the dry air that exists through the column and allowing us to keep the precipitation element as a snow. This is just wild micro-meteorology going on through here. Let's go ahead and bonk you. First stop is going to take us to Highway 225 at Scarborough, I believe, and you can see what's going on there. It's not pretty. We just got word of a pretty big accident out that way, and I'm hearing sirens behind me, too. So traffic is just snarling up everywhere. Businesses perhaps starting to close early. People just say, okay, I got to get home. And you guys know as well as I do, ladies, once you start closing down the schools, that sets in a whole ripple effect as to what goes on with the traffic. Because then people, okay, I got to get home. I'm not going to leave my kid home at school. So that's what it's happening in through there, and I'm sure that's being added into the mix. State Highway 288 at Sam Houston here. This is down this way where we can see the snow on the ground very clearly. Even with this poor image, you can see that it's certainly on the grassy surfaces, and I'm sure the sides of the road as well, as we can see there. So just a wild ride here. And a lot of this, again, pretty much south of 10, again, the south part of the Beltway, the Sam Houston Parkway, I mean, down through Pasadena, Alvin, Texas. I mean, these are south. Okay, we were thinking earlier, yesterday, this is going to be up toward Conroe, okay, great. Out west toward Katy, great. But now it's actually down closer to the coastline. And there's a very good chance, guys, before all is said and done, we are going to see snow on the beaches of Galveston, Texas before this event is all over. Wow, what a day. This is huge. I can't believe I'm standing in Houston on December 4th in the snow. Back to you.
That is going to be one awesome sight. Storm Tracker Jim Cantori live from Houston. Thanks so much. There are more places, by the way, across the South that will get in on some of this snow. Jim just mentioned Galveston. Kelly has those details.
I would love to see our Storm Tracker Jim head over to the school.